Hey guys, Kevin here. As you can see, I'm at my computer just now. This is my current setup. My setup has been in a state of evolution over the last while, and it will be changing again soon. Currently, my laptop is powering everything, but that's going to change. I'm going to be getting a PC. But right now, I've got my laptop, and it's sending a signal to this USB Type-C monitor and my 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide, this Samsung monitor. Now, the laptop screen is 4K and it's a great little screen, but obviously, you know, when I'm facing this way all the time, I need to turn to view my laptop. That in itself isn't a major problem. The bigger problem is the height, and this is a problem with laptops, well, in general. You know, when you put a laptop on a desk or on a, you know, a worktop, a kitchen table, anything like that, generally the laptop is positioned too low. Unless you put it on something like a riser or a table, the monitor is going to be too low. So what happens is you need to look down to view the screen. And there are, as I said, you know, you can get tables, you can get extenders, you can get monitor risers and other things that you can position the laptop up higher. But one of the most popular ways of resolving this is to get a laptop stand, and that's what I've got in here. The one that I've got is the K2 NEXTSTAND. The reason I bought this one is because it was super cheap, much cheaper than all the other options, and I bought it from China, and well, it looks very good. It's got decent reviews. So let's jump over to my overhead camera. We'll open this up and we'll take a closer look at what this is and what it can do. So let's get the K2 NEXTSTAND open. This is exactly how it's arrived from China. And this is it. It's a long box. It says NEXTSTAND on it. And the only really information here is at the back. Compact portable laptop stand with adjustable height. Okay, this is the box. This part's just came off here. I assume that's... We'll look into that soon. Block there. And there is a manual. Very, very basic instructions. Okay, so the instructions are: expand the stand, close the stand, height adjustment, down, up, placement, and these apparently are spacers. So we'll get this open up, see what it's like. Nice kind of silk, kind of silky feel to it. And this is it. This is the actual laptop stand. You can see, so I'll bring you around here. There we go, that's better. You can see the NEXTSTAND branding there. And how does this open up? So first thing I've kind of figured out is that to open it up, you know, you'd maybe think you would do this, but don't do that. Better to see the leg, pull this leg, and it opens it up. So you can open it up and down like that. I think if you had to put any force in it and pull it that way, you would break it. And I realise I've got the overhead camera on just now. You'll see better soon. But you can see this just now. It's not the most rigid. It does feel a little bit kind of flimsy and cheap almost. And it is a cheap device. Now, hopefully, it does perform better. The great thing about this is that it's very light. It's very portable, so you can take it traveling with you. This is one of the best selling points about it. But I must admit, it does feel a little cheap when I'm doing that. I'll jump over to my browser for a second. And this is the official website, the K2 laptop stand. And if we go across the slider, you can see how it's being used. Now, the idea would be that you would use a portable keyboard with it because the keyboard's going to be sitting too far away from you. Can hold up to 20 pounds and only weighs 8 ounces. Now, the primary reason, as I said, is to stop this from happening. And everyone who's ever used a laptop has done this at least at one point, because it's just natural. You know, the screen's lowered down and you'll look down. Now, it says 8 positions here. 1 second installation, etc. This is basically a copy of the more popular Roost, and Roost came about because of Kickstarter a few years ago. Now Roost retails, you can see here, about $75. I picked this one up from Banggood for $17. It worked out at about £13 for the UK, but in dollars about $17. So you can save yourself more than $50 and get the NEXTSTAND K2. Now the reviews that I've seen of this myself, I did look at other reviews, and in comparison to the other one, most people say that the Roost is better, but that's to be expected. That's a $75 product. This is $17, £13. Very cheap, very, very cheap. So I'm going to try this out now, and we'll see how this performs, see if it's any good. As you can see, the K2 laptop stand is now in use. My laptop is sitting on it. I've had it sitting there now for about 30 minutes or so, and I've been messing around with it, trying to see what works, what doesn't. Not try and break it, but just try and push it to its limits and see what I can do with it, etc. So I've got a better understanding of how it works now, what it can do, and what I think it can't do well. Firstly, with regards to the height, the website says that it has 8 height adjustment options. It can elevate the laptop screen, so just the screen part, from 5.5 inches, which is 14 centimeters, up to 12.6 inches, which is 32 centimeters. So there's 8 different levels that you can put the laptop stand. And those 8 levels, you get to them using these little levers. There's little levers here, basically where the legs cross, the X mark, and you can pull these levers and it will adjust the height of the back leg up and down. This will help you adjust the laptop screen and the angle of the screen. It works better than you would think. It does work quite well. What I would say though is the best thing to do is always to do it at the same time, or take the laptop. It's probably better to take the laptop screen off. I'll show you what I mean. See, if you just adjust one leg, what happens is, well, it goes all the way down to one side and the laptop stand sits like that. That's not necessarily a bad thing about the product. It's just, you need to do 2 levers for each side. Now, the little kind of half circle things that I had before, they're actually spacers, and I've put them into the grip here. It says that they're designed for thin laptops to make it more secure. Now, I didn't feel that it wasn't secure without using them, but I've put them on anyway. I just wanted to see how they clipped on, and I slid my laptop on, and having clipped the spacers on, I do feel it's a little bit more secure with these little spacers on. So if you need a little bit more grip, I think the spacers are worthwhile. Now, as far as actually putting it on, you can see the reason I'm putting it up so high here is because of those spacers. It's actually easier to do without the spacers. Without the spacers, you just slide it in, but with the spacers, you kind of need to hold up a little bit more. But what you do is you just put it in like that and put it down. Now, that actually looks a little bit tricky, but that's because of the spacers. Without the spacers, you just slide it in. With the spacers, you need to pull it more towards you, kind of put it down vertically and then push it back. So there's a few things to to really focus on here. First thing is strength, sturdiness. I was really concerned about that because I think, when the device is, when it's all squashed up, when it's portable, when it's in when it's not extended, it does feel very wobbly. It doesn't feel secure, and it doesn't really fill you with confidence. That being said, when the laptop's on and there's a little bit of weight on this, it's actually quite solid. It does feel a lot more secure. Now, you can keep moving this around. Like, look at this. One hand, I can move this around, but it doesn't really wobble or anything like that. It doesn't wobble. So unless you're actually going out your way to move this, it isn't going to move around. Now, the fact that I can move this around with one hand, that's either a good thing or a bad thing. For me, I think it's not too bad, because I think if my laptop screen is not at the right angle, it's very easy to adjust. At the same time, if you are using this, say in a busy office, say in at home, and you've got kids running around, maybe it doesn't fill you with confidence because It doesn't wobble, but it doesn't take much to put it off its tilt either. So if anyone had to accidentally walk past and knock it, then it could be an accident. It's not going to happen unless someone actually, you know, physically bumps it into your laptop. But that is something to bear in mind. The other thing, this sounds like a silly thing, but it is something to bear in mind. My laptop here has got two Thunderbolt 3 connection ports, a Type-C connection port. Now, what I've got here, if you can see it off here, is this little hub. Now, this hub has got a very short cable, which is good. It's like a travel hub to give me more USB 3.0 ports. When my laptop is sitting down here, the hub just sits on the desk. But because the laptop is elevated now, this hub is higher up. And because it's higher up, it's basically putting pressure on the port. And the port, instead of being level, the cable is pulling the weight down. And it's going to either damage my port or the hub or both. Now, this isn't a criticism of this device itself. It's more of a criticism of, well, basically elevating your laptop. If you've got any, you know, you've got a USB port and you're going to put your hub on it, just be careful. Be conscious of the fact that if you've got a short cable and you're putting a lot of weight in it coming down, then a USB Type-C connection port isn't as strong as a USB, Type-A, like a regular USB connection port. So that is something to bear in mind. So we've established that it is quite sturdy, but the other thing that we have to really speak about is the height. I mean, this is designed to make the screen higher. Now, I've talked about the fact in 8 height adjustment options, it goes from 14 centimeters to 32 centimeters. The way I've got it sitting just now, I've got my keyboard here because the keys are too far away, and I've got the laptop screen much further away. It's much higher up. Now, the way that I've got it set up just now, my laptop screen is pretty much more or less level to the top of my monitor. Now, that is pretty much eye level for me. So it's a much, much better level. If that monitor wasn't there, if I was only using this laptop, I would now be in a better position to work, to be productive. I wouldn't be looking down. Normally the screen would be like down here and I'd be looking down all the time and be putting a lot of pressure on my neck. Without a doubt, it is at a more comfortable level. It's now at eye level. So in that regard, the K2 is doing exactly what it says it would do. Now, negatives, well, this isn't per se a negative per se. Here's the way I look at it. For $17, this is a fantastic product. If you're going traveling, if you do a lot of business elsewhere, or you just want a simple solution to occasionally raise your laptop, I think this is fantastic. $17, it's not a lot. Now, you are conscious of the fact that maybe this isn't something to scrimp on, because yes, the one at $75, it's more expensive, but if it's holding $1,000 or $2,000 laptop and it falls, well, there is the argument that you should maybe spend a little bit more money. But for me, I was just looking for something cheap. This isn't something that I think I'll be using every single day. I'm not sure, maybe I will, but I don't think so. If I had to keep it in this setup at my desk, I'd probably find a different solution. I'd maybe get a monitor arm, an arm that attaches to the desk, or a stand that uses like a Visa mount to hold it. Something a little bit more fixed. It's important to remember that this thing is designed to be light and portable and easy to take around with you. If you're remaining fixed at your home, at your desk, at your business, I think it makes more sense and it's more practical to have a more sturdier solution. Now, this isn't a criticism of it per se. It's just a realistic look at what this can do and what it can't do. The fact that I can move this around, etc., I don't want that for my long-term solution where I work. But, I go downstairs, I pop this on the stand, I have it sit in my kitchen, I can pop it up there and elevate it and have it a better position. I like that. If I'm going traveling, this is a great little thing to have. But if you think that you're going to be just using this at home, I would lean and try and encourage you guys maybe to just look more at Visa arms. you know, a monitor arm, a monitor stand, or even just using an external monitor rather than using your laptop screen. I think long-term at home or at your business at a fixed location, somewhere you're working all the time, I think that makes more sense. But if you're traveling, if you're moving around a lot, if you're always on the move and you just want some, you know, a cheap and easy and practical solution to pop your laptop on it and raise the screen, I think this is a great little buy. And at $17, it's very easy to recommend. There are more expensive options out there and I haven't tested them, so I can't really comment on the roost, etc. But the videos that I've seen about it do say that it is more secure. So really, it really comes down to whether you want to pay that premium. For me, if I can get a cheap stand for $17 rather than paying $75, it does exactly what it promises it will do. It's a great little solution for traveling. It's a little bit wobbly, but when the laptop is in, you'll actually be surprised at how sturdy this thing is. So guys, this has been the K2 laptop stand. Consider this video an unboxing and first impressions video. You know, I'll maybe revisit this product in a year, 6 months or something like that. I think with a product like this, the real test is over the long term. How this will last over over months, perhaps over years. But my first impressions of it are positive, but I'm taking the price into consideration. If I had spent $100 on this, I'd be very annoyed. But I've spent $17 and I'm very pleased. So it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, please do stick them below. I'll leave a link to the official website and the Banggood page where I bought it myself, and you can check it out. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.